welcome back to FM Story. We're about to begin season 3 of our athletic club save. We finished third in the league last season, 1 point behind Barcelona, who were second, and we were 3 points behind Real Madrid, who finished top. The aim is to build on that this season, also to do a bit better in the Champions League, as we got dumped out of that in the group stage. But obviously this year's the year where the change to the format, so hopefully that will stand us in good stead. And what we'll do first of all is we'll have a look and see how we've got on in the summer in terms of strengthening the squad, and then get the season underway. Before we do get started though, if you do enjoy the video, please like, subscribe and comment. And without further ado, let's get going. We're in the last couple of days before the start of the league season. Just what we'll do first of all is just have a quick look at what we managed to do in the transfer window. So in terms of signings in, we completed the signing of Ivan Martin, which was a done deal as part of the loan deal that we agreed in January for 2.1 million, just to give us a bit of depth in the central midfield and attacking midfield positions. The one position we really kind of struggled with for depth was right back. So what we managed to do is sign Alvaro Odriozola from Tottenham. We had tried to sign him prior to when he left Real Madrid to go to Tottenham, and we couldn't offer him a good enough deal. We've then managed to pick him up this season as Anderkap is getting on a bit, and we don't have any real quality replacement. So what we'll probably end up seeing is that they'll share the position, but Odriozola will probably play more, obviously depending on how they start the season. And then the only other signing was we signed Dani Rodriguez from Barcelona, young Basque player, can cover pretty much the same as Ivan Martin, can cover any of the attacking midfield positions, can play in central midfield, probably in the box-to-box role as well. But we've then sent him out on loan for the season, just to get some more experience of playing at a decent level. Or we're in the process of sending him out on loan, sorry. So during the summer, we had players away on international duty. So firstly, it was the European Championships. We had 2 players in the Spanish squad, in Unai Simon and Danny Vivian. In terms of the group stages, the only real surprises were probably the only surprise looking at the groups are Ireland maybe finishing second in their group, and Denmark finishing bottom of their group. And then that group is Slovakia, Slovenia, Poland, Ukraine, probably could have gone anyway. Into the next round, and we saw England knock out Italy, Germany knock out Slovenia, Portugal knock out Slovakia, France had to go to extra time to knock out Serbia, Croatia beat Ireland, Switzerland beat Sweden, Belgium beat Norway, and Spain had to go to extra time to beat the Netherlands. In the quarterfinals, Croatia beat Switzerland on penalties, England comfortably beat Portugal, France beat Germany on penalties, and Spain beat Belgium fairly comfortably as well. And then the semi-finals saw Croatia beat England and France beat Spain on penalties. And in the final, France won 2-0. The other players we had away, on international duty were in the Olympics. We had 4 players in the Spanish. The other players we had away on international duty during the summer were at the Olympics. We had 4 players in the Spain under 23 squad. For the Olympics, we had Alex Padilla, a goalkeeper. We had Unai Vencedor, we had Nico Williams, and we had Nico Serrano. They didn't get off to the best of starts because they were beaten fairly comfortably in the first group stage by Tunisia in the first game, but then bounced back with 2 victories to qualify. Again, not really. I mean, Argentina not qualifying ahead of Algeria, but when everything came down to draws, kind of maybe there was always a chance of that. In the quarterfinals, France beat Algeria, Tunisia beat Brazil, Germany beat Denmark, and Spain hammered Italy. By the looks of things, I mean, Tunisia finished top of the group with 3 out of 3. they've beaten Brazil's under-23s. There's obviously some decent talent there. In the semi-finals, the French comfortably beat Tunisia and Germany beat Spain. Tunisia then beat Spain again for the second time in the tournament in the third place playoff. And France defeated Germany. We've had a fairly full pre-season. Some easy games at the start just to get players back into the swing of things, get some goals, get used to the formation. We then drew away at Frankfurt, but then picked up wins at Old Trafford, at Selhurst Park. We beat Werder Bremen and Twente. We beat Borussia Mönchengladbach in a testimonial for Inaki Williams, and then we drew against Lazio in the final pre-season friendly. Looking ahead to the start of the La Liga season, we've got a tough first month or so with Real Madrid away in the second game of the season. Then we've got local rivals Sociedad. We've got Betis, who we've struggled against quite a number of times in the first two seasons. Valencia, Villareal. So we've got the defending champions, and we've got four teams who either qualified for Europe or were challenging to qualify for Europe at the end of last season. So it's going to be definitely a difficult sort of first month or so of the season, and obviously the Champions League is going to kick off as well. We're going into our first big game of the season, first big test away at Real Madrid with on the back of a victory on the opening day of the season. We won 3-1 away at Espanyol. It was pretty comfortable. We weren't really any kind of threat there. We were 2-0 up after 12 minutes. We could have had another one. I think we had one cleared off the line shortly after that second goal. We went 3-1 up on the hour, and at that point we made some big changes in terms of taking off quite a few of the experienced players and bringing on some of the lesser experienced players just to give them a bit of game time. They pulled one back, but we were never in any danger of losing out there. We have a bit of a problem in that Javi Lopez seems to have been unsettled by Man United and wants to go. So we left him out of the team in the first game of the season and played Odriozola at left back and Kappa at right back. He's still asking to leave and he's unhappy that his transfer was blocked, but no one's interested in him anymore. So Man United offered 9 million when he was rated at 21 to 25 million. We said they could have him for 40 million, and suddenly everyone's interest disappeared. So he's coming back into the team for the Real Madrid game. Otherwise, it's the same team that started the game on the opening day of the season. So as we said, Lopez has come in. He's come in for Ander Kappa, so Odriozola's reverted back to his normal position of right back. Obviously, looking at the Real Madrid team in the summer, they've picked up Goncalo Ramos, who's starting front for them. And they've got a ridiculously talented bench as well. So it's going to be a big, big test to see if last season was a fluke or whether we can push on and challenge for the title again. Oh. I'm not quite sure what Ramos got booked for there, but that's 2 corners in the first 7 minutes that have been a big problem for us to deal with. That time, I mean, they had 4 people running at the front post. It's not a particularly good sign. And that's, I think, going to be a red card. So that's our captain being sent off. Luckily, it's kind of a position we don't need to change anything for. But if they're going to then score from the resulting free kick. This isn't looking particularly good. All the goals come as a result of corners. That free kick. All set pieces. We also picked up an awful lot of yellow cards as well as that red card that we've picked up. Odriozola, Nico Williams, cross it. So, we've got back into the game. We're not chasing it or anything like that. Odriozola did well down the left-hand side. Nico Williams got lucky with the bounce and then picked out Villareal, who managed to just about poke it past Courtois so they can come back at us. Brilliant. Oh! I actually thought Herrera was going to get sent off the way he lunged into that tackle. Instead, Valverde skips past him and smashes it home from 30 yards. It's either going to be a goal or we're going to get a sending off for scything someone down. A goal. I thought that was going to be another sending off. So, I think we might struggle to match last season's finish already after 2 games because not another corner. What has happened here? I think this might. It's a good job I'm secure in my job, or was before this game, because this could be the end of the road. Not another one. Oh, you've got to be joking. They've not looked to tackle anywhere else on the pitch, but as soon as they get in the box, tackle to give away a foul. So we ended up with 7 yellow cards, a red card, and got spanked. Oh my god. We are now approaching the end of September, and our league form this season has been like a roller coaster. Even the Champions League has been like that as well. So in the league, we've played 5 games. We've won 1, lost 1, won 1, lost 1, won 1. The scary thing is the teams we've beaten are Valencia, Espanyol, and Real Sociedad, who are all in the bottom 5. We got beaten by Real Madrid and, well, hammered by Real Madrid, as we saw. And we also got beat by Betis as well. So, looking at how the season's gone, obviously we beat Espanyol on the opening day of the season, then got hammered away at Madrid. It was just an unacceptable performance. We bounced back with a victory over Real Sociedad. We were in control of the game for well over an hour. They pulled a goal back in the 86th minute, and it was basically panic stations for the last few minutes. We then followed that up with a trip to Betis and just didn't get near them, basically. The first goal in particular, we headed the ball clear from a corner, they picked it up, and the player was able to run 15 yards with the ball to get into the box without anyone getting close to him. And then in the most recent league game, we beat Valencia 2-0. Pretty comfortable victory. They didn't really show much of a threat in that game. And then the game against Monaco in the Champions League was basically our rollercoaster of a season in one game. We were 3-0 up after 28 minutes. They pulled a goal back just before half time, and then we managed to throw it away in the second half to draw 3-3. In terms of the Champions League, we've got a relatively okay draw of fixtures in this new format for the Champions League. So as you can see, we've got Rennes, Chelsea, Inter, Freiburg, Marseille, Man City, and Juventus still to come. Obviously, there's a couple of games there that are a bit challenging in Chelsea and Man City and Juventus. So it's going to how we do is going to depend very much on how we do against Rennes, Freiburg, and Marseille. But hopefully we can put in a decent performance there. And then, as you can see, next up, just to finish September, we've got a home game against Villareal in the league, which also gives us a bit of time before the next game in the Champions League against Rennes. Going into the Villareal game, we've got a full team available. We have slightly changed some of the rules. The formation is still exactly the same, but we've changed Unai Venkador from that central midfielder defence role to deep line playmaker role, and the wing backs are now only on support rather than attack because we were getting exposed a bit at the back. Otherwise, everyone's pretty much the same. But hopefully we can go into this game, start well, and stop that run of win-loss in the league. A bit of a slow start to the game, not much happening. Villarreal have had a lot more of the ball than we have. We've nicked the ball back from Nico Williams. Venkador, Javi Lopez, Muniain bursting through. Labra just couldn't get it on target, a bit in front of that near post there. Right. We'll keep the same team up for the start of the second half and hope we can do something. We've created chances, but we've only seen one of them, so the rest of them weren't much good. Probably wanted Villarreal on that rather than Nico Williams at the back post. Right, Javi Lopez to Nico Williams. Sunset. Can we create some space wide? Odriozola, Inaki Williams. Work them side to side, space in behind the left back, and then a cross in. Give the keeper no chance to come for it. Their defence didn't get back with Valabra, and it was a simple tap-in. Martinez back to Vivian. Odriozola, what a ball. Oh, how on earth did one of them not put it in? Right, Inaki Williams. Can we get this? Surely that's not offside. Is it even close to being offside? It's a lovely ball from Odriozola in the end. It was pretty close, I guess. I mean, it can't have been that close because we didn't get a replay with the lines, but in the end, a pretty comfortable victory, despite them having more possession. They didn't really, I don't think we actually saw an attack from them. They didn't threaten us. And we ended up with a couple of goals in the second half from Villareal and continuing his good form on from last season. And that's the end of this episode. We've managed to somehow get ourselves up into the European places despite having a -4 goal difference. Join us next time to see if we can continue this slight upturn in form and see how we get on in the Champions League with some tough games to come. See you then.